better understanding, we have divided this entire unit in 4 different categories. First category, the first part is all about sources of finance, from where we can get money, from where company can get money. So for that, the company forms of organization, we have 4 different ways to get the money. 4 different sources are equity shares, preference shares, debt capital, and internal sources, retained earning and depreciation. In the last session, we have discussed each and every component in detail. Okay, the meaning of equity shares, meaning of preference shares, meaning of debt capital, types of preference shares, advantages, disadvantages of each capital, what do you mean by retained earning, and lastly, we have discussed how the depreciation is considered as the internal source of the company. So are we clear up to this? This is our first part, theoretical part of unit 2. Now we are moving ahead for the next part, and that next part is all about cost of capital. Cost of capital. So I request all of you, please open your book and write down the title. Cost of capital. Main title. See, the screen is visible to you, all of you. So as we have different 4 sources, equity, preference, debt, and internal. Similarly, we need to calculate the cost of each component. Okay, we need to calculate the cost of equity, we need to calculate the cost of preference, we need to calculate the cost of debt, and we need to calculate the cost of internal sources. Why we are required to calculate this? Because we have 4 different ways. Okay, if I want to go one of the place, suppose I want to go Mumbai. Mumbai is my destination, but for reaching to Mumbai, I have so many ways. I can go from this way, I can go from this way, I can go from this way. Okay, in other language, I have different modes of transportation. I can use my own car. Okay, I can use Ola Uber. I can use buses, I can use aeroplane, I can use trains. Are you getting my point? So as I am using the different ways of transportations, but always the cost will be different. The rent for buses is different from the rent of trains and rent of taxis and rent of aeroplanes. So similarly, when company required money, company have different 4 ways: equity, preference, debt, and retained earning. Now company need to decide which is more preferable for company, and that decision is based on cost of capital. If company go for the issue of equity shares, what will be the cost? If company go for the preference shares, what will be the cost? If company go for the debentures or debt, what will be the cost? Are we clear the concept? The background is clear. Why we are doing this practice? To know the cost of each capital component. Let's understand the meaning. Cost of capital is an integral part of investment decision. Before making any investment, before going for any project, first we need to think about the cost of capital. Use a measure the worth of investment proposal provided by the business council. Now, whenever we require a finance, we have different sources. As we have discussed, equity, preference, debt. For the different sources, okay, we have a different cost. So before selecting any option, we need to check all the alternative options available to us. Okay, if I am going to Mumbai, first I need to check what is the ticket, air ticket, what is the train ticket, what is the bus ticket, and what will be the rent for Ola. And then I compare that which one is cheapest, which one is highest, and which one is I can afford. Are you getting my point? रास्ते तो सभी के पास हैं, लेकिन हमें ये डिसाइड करना है कि कौन सा रास्ता हमारे लिए सुटेबल. If in emergency cases, I don't think about the tickets. I think about the time only. That within a short term, I go in a Mumbai. So in that case, I use airplanes only. Okay. But if I have a time and there is no other factors like an emergency or anything else, so at that time it's a required thing. The same we are doing. It is a careful decisions regarding the any source of capital based on the cost of capital. Let's understand this with the definition given by the various experts. Okay, before that, please be here. Remember this all the names. Maybe the ask in a mid of one or mid two. Cost of capital is also known as cutoff rate, also known as target rate, also known as hurdle rate, also known as required rate of return. These 3 to 4 different names are there. Cutoff rate, okay, suppose for your semester or for your subjects, if you want to clear the subject, if you want to pass the subjects, minimum you need to secure 40%. Right? This is your criteria. This is your cutoff rate. 40%. Yes. Then you are passed. If you are below the 40%, your performance is not up to 40%, you are going to fail. Same is applicable here. Your cost of capital means a one particular cutoff rate. That itna to minimum kamana. Company must earn minimum rate or minimum profit up to that particular level. Are we clear about the cutoff rate? Okay. Now target rate. Suppose two teams are playing a cricket. Okay. Team number one has done the run, suppose 200. So here 200 will be considered as target rate. If the team 2 cross the target, team B will win. Okay. Or if the team B will going to fail this cross to target, then team 1 will G. Are we clear? So here target it means again sum of companies, sum of investors. If you are investing somewhere, you are expecting something. Okay, so if I invest 5 lakh rupees in a bank, I expect at least 6%. So that 6% is considered as target rate. Going ahead, hurdle rate. Okay, hurdle means obstacles. Hurdle means obstacles. If you see the current example, the Tokyo Olympic is going on. Okay, the Olympics. If you want a gold medal, what you need to do? If you want a gold medal, what you need to do in the final stage? You need to beat your competitor. I'm right. So it is your hurdle. It is your obstacle. If you beat him or her, you will be the gold medalist. Or he or she will beat you, he or she will be the gold medalist. Are we clear? So here hurdle means the sum of obstacles are there that you need to cross. And once you cross it, you will get it. So here obstacles means sum of risk are there. In a finance, we don't have any competitors, but some of risks are there that you need to cross. Moving ahead, required rate of return. Generally, it is known as normal rate of return. Normal rate of return. Suppose I invest 50,000 rupees in X bank or in a Y bank or in a Z bank, definitely I will get something. That something is called as required rate of return. Are we clear? These 4 rates are clear. Number 1, cutoff rate. Number 2, target rate. Number 3, hurdle rate. And number 4 is rate of return or required rate of return. Not wasting further time on introduction part. Now directly moving for the definition. Please try to remember this definition. Cost of capital is the minimum required rate of earning. Cost of capital means minimum required rate of earning. Simple. Or the cutoff rate of capital expenditure. Minimum required rate of earning. Simply, this rate means this cost of capital is represent the minimum profit of the company. At least company need to earn that much of profit. that may have 5%, that may have 20%, that may have 25%. I will clear in terms of percentage. तो इतने परसेंटेज तो कंपनी को कमाना ही है, एनी हाउ, कैसे भी करके. Are we clear about the concept? Cost of capital means a minimum return that company must earn. As we have discussed, we need to calculate the cost of these four different components: cost of equity, cost of preference, cost of debt, and cost of retained earning. So today we will try to understand the cost of equity capital. All of you please note down this title, because from this title, from this slide, we have practical questions. This is our main title. Under the cost of capital, various components or determination of cost of capitals are there. Under that we have this all the area, okay, this all the components. So first, today we try to understand the cost of equity capital. Title done. Those are here in online mode. Title लिख लिया. Here, cost of capital is mostly known as KP. Please remember, K stands for cost of capital. Whenever the word cost of capital is there, we write a capital K. Sorry, K. Okay? Capital K means cost of capital. If we are discussing about the equity capital, it's KE. If we are talking about preference, it's KP. If we are talking about debt, it's KD. Are we clear? KE means cost of equity capital, KP means cost of preference capital, and KD means cost of debt capital. And here, the cost of equity capital means minimum rate of return that firm must earn on an equity finance. Cost of capital means minimum return on all the finances. But here, equity capital specifically, minimum return on equity capital to maintain, okay, to maintain or to live unchanged. Unchanged means remain constant, there is no change. To remain the same price, same market price of the shares. Company need to earn minimum that much of return that maintain the same market price of the company or shares. Are we clear? एक ऐसा रेट ऑफ रिटर्न और ऐसा एक मिनिमम रिटर्न जो कंपनी को अर्न करना है ताकि जो मार्केट में कंपनी के शेयर्स है, कौन से शेयर्स? इक्विटी शेयर्स, उनकी प्राइस है वो कांस्टेंट रहे, अनचेंज रहे. आर वी क्लियर अबाउट द कंसेप्ट? Minimum return on equity shares that maintain the same market price of company shares. Now, this is important for all. What are you doing? What are you doing? Nothing? Okay. Be here. There are total 5 techniques that help us to calculate the cost of equity capital. Cost of equity capital. Write down the first technique. Write down the first technique. Dividend price approach. Just write down it and leave it. Dividend price approach, just I list out the methods: dividend price plus growth, earning price, bond yield plus risk premium, and CAPM. These 5 different methods are there. We will discuss each and every method in detail with a practical question. Okay, so today we go for the first method. No need to list out. We will do everything. We will do each and every practical. We will try to understand each and every method with the help of practical questions. Don't worry. So just write down the first method. Dividend price approach method. Dividend price approach method. Title done? Everyone, title done?
Yes.
Yes. So here, according to this approach or according to this method or a technique, the cost of equity capital is equal to expected dividend rate. Cost of equity capital means expected dividend rate. In simple language, here cost of equity share capital or equity shares means a dividend paid by a company to the equity shareholders. If companies pay a 20% dividend, then that 20% is considered as cost of equity capital. Simple is that. ओके जितना भी डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर होगा ओके वो हमारे लिए कंपनी का कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी कैपिटल होगा आर वी क्लियर cost of capital means a dividend or expected dividend rate. No need to write everything. I will upload the same PPT in your Google Classroom. Okay. So just focus on a concept. Now, this method is also known as dividend yield model. Please remember the name DYM. Shortly, it's known as DYM. So, dividend yield model. Are we clear? Are we clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, write down the formula. Formula is very simple. A means cost of capital, E means cost of equity capital is equal to cost of equity capital is equal to D. D means dividend per share. Dividend per share divided by NP. Divided by NP. Here NP stand for net proceeds. NP stand for net proceed and net proceed means please write down the formula NP here NP is equal to here I am explaining this okay NP is equal to face value just 1 minute 1 minute मैं आपको गूगल शीट शेयर करता हूं और उसी में वो फॉर्मूला भी हम डिस्कस करेंगे See, this blank sheet is visible to you, everyone? Okay. We are discussing this formula. Okay. A is equal to D divided by NP. D stand for dividend per share. Your NP stand for net proceed and net proceed NP is equal to face value minus plus let's take plus premium if we have premium sorry if we have premium then we need to add the premium less issue expenses, if any, given to you. NP is equal to face value plus premium minus issue expenses. If we have discount, okay, in some of question may happen that instead of premium, we have discount. So here, whenever we have discount, we need to deduct this like this. So in that case, NP is equal to face value minus discount minus issue expenses. Are we clear? Okay. Now, in some of case, instead of issue price and issue expenses, you have information of current market price. Current market price. In that case, the formula will be, write down this formula, or KE is equal to D divided by P0. It's not PO, it's P0. And P0 stand for current market price. Already written here. P0 stand for current market price. Are we clear about the formula? D divided by NP or D divided by P0. Let's take a first practical question to understand this one. So are you ready for a practical question? Yes. Everyone, are you ready? Yes. I'm not getting that response. Are you ready? Yes. Once again, are you ready? Yes, sir. Okay. Those are in online mode. Are you ready? तो ये रहा पहला क्वेश्चन आपके स्क्रीन पे. Okay, the question number 1. Now try to read the questions and in your mind there must be some of calculation, some of what? That D means dividend, NP means net profit, P0 means current market price. So you need to find that values from this entire para. A company issues 10,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each at a premium of 10%. The face value is your 100, your premium is 10%. The company has been paying 25% dividend to equity shareholders for the past 5 years. See, how many percent dividend? 25%. And please note down somewhere that dividend, premium or discount, whether it is dividend, whether it is premium or whether it is discount, these three things always calculated on the basis of face value. Again I repeat, premium, discount, dividend, these three always calculated on face value. जो भी फेस वैल्यू दिया जाएगा उस पे हम डिविडेंड कैलकुलेट करते हैं, उसी को हम कंसीडर करके प्रीमियम या उसी पे हम डिस्काउंट भी अप्लाई करते हैं. ओके, एंड इन जनरल we have 100 rupees as a face value. In most of practical questions you will find 100 rupees. And expect to maintain the same in the future also. You are required to calculate the cost of equity capital. You are required to calculate cost of equity capital. Now, try to remember the formula. Your cost of equity capital means what we need to write? KE. Very good. KE is equal to D divided by C here. Market price is given to you. Yes. Market price is given to you. Yes. No, your issue price. Okay, issue price is given to you. So whenever the issue price is there, we need to take NP. Okay. Now see, your 25% dividend. So your dividend will be calculated on which value? On a face value. So 25% of 100, 25% of 100, 25 rupees. Okay, 25 rupees dividend is there. Are you clear about this 25? 25% of 100 means 25 rupees. Now NP. NP we need to find. And we have written the formula to find the NP. Go to the formula. Okay. First we need to write a face value. Here face value means 100. So write down the 100. Plus and minus that depend upon the practical question. Here we have premium or discount. Here we have premium or discount. Here we have premium. So whenever we have premium, we need to add that premium. And your premium is 10%. Already we have known that the premium is calculated on which value? Face value. Okay, so 10% of 100 rupees 10 minus issue expenses. Now look at these 4 to 5 lines. Is there any word or is there anything that represents the issue expenses? Is there any information about issue expenses? So we assume that it's a 0. Okay, over. Step number 2 is clear. Step 1, write down the formula. Step number 2, put the value. Are you clear how to find the values and how to put the values? Yes, sir. Okay, now your calculation is so easy. 25 divided by 100 minus 10 minus 0 means, 100 plus 10 minus 0, 110. Do the division, you will get the answer. That's all. 25 divided by 110. Your answer must be 0.2272. Yes. 4 decimals. Are we clear? Concept, formula, calculation is clear? Okay. Let's go for the second practical question. Now first I write the formula, okay? KE is equal to D divided by NP. Now, while reading the question, we will find the values. Okay? हम क्वेश्चन रीड करते जाएंगे और वहां पे जो भी रिक्वायर्ड है वो फाइंड करते जाएंगे. X company issues 20,000 equity shares, each of ₹100 at a premium of 15%. Company has been paying 20% dividend to the equity shareholders from last 5 years and expects to maintain the same. Calculate the cost of equity capital. Here D means how many percentage? D means dividend. Here dividend is 20%. So 20% of 100, 20 rupees divided by NP. Here NP means face value given to you. How many? 100. Okay. Premium or discount? Premium. How many percentage? 15%. Okay. Is there any issue expenses? No. Are we clear? Yes. NP is equal to face value plus premium minus issue expenses. 100 plus 15 minus 0. Final answer will be 20 divided by 115. 0.1739 like this. Are we clear about the second one? Yes, sir. Okay. Now your turn to do the next practical question. Okay. I am not going to help you. Write down the formula, find out the values, put the values, and tell me the final answer. Why is there yours is given? My dear, wait. That will help you to identify the method. We will go for the next method. The next method that is useful. Okay, it is only for the information, nothing else. Done. I hope so. You have get the answer. Which value? 0.2352. What about others? You are getting the same answer? Yes, very good. Zero point 2353. If I ask the same type of practical question in your mid examination, are you able to do? Yes. Definitely? Yes. Okay, good. So, any doubt, any query in the first method? Okay. So, maximum variation. Okay, let me explain this one. Maximum variation. Instead of discount, we have premium. Or instead of discount or premium, we have par value. If we have par value, means there is nothing to add. No discount, no premium. Whatever the price is given to you, that price is directly you need to take. Here we have 20%. Maybe in the next equation we have 40%. In the next equation we have 10%. Okay, so only percentage will vary. Here we have a percentage. May happen that in the next practical question, or in your mid examination, directly the amount is given to you. The company is paid a dividend rupees 20. Instead of percentage, direct rupees will be given to you. So these are the maximum variations. Variation in a dividend amount or a percentage, and variation in the terms of discount or a premium. Now, moving ahead to the next method, dividend price plus growth. Write down the title. It will hardly take 2 or 3 minutes to understand this method. Already we know the dividend price approach method. Dividend price approach method we know. Here only addition is plus growth. And the concept behind this method is that if company running efficiently, every year company grow, business will expand, and as a business expands, as a company grow up, okay, the earnings or the profits of the company will increase, and as a profit increase, company also increase the rate of it. Are we clear? जैसे जैसे कंपनी का ग्रो होगा, बिजनेस एक्सपांड होगा, वैसे वैसे कंपनी का अर्निंग बढ़ेगा, तो अर्निंग बढ़ेगा तो डिविडेंड भी बढ़ेगा. So the concept is only here that the cost of capital is calculated based on the expected dividend plus growth in a dividend. In a previous method only we are looking at expected dividend. That current year company is going for 20%, the 20% is cost. But in this method, or this is what you call improved version of previous method. Here we have added the growth. Formula is very simple. The previous formula remains same. There is no change, but you need to additionally add one more thing, and that is D. If you see this formula, this is remain same. Cost of equity capital is equal to D divided by NP. Okay. Plus you need to add G, and G stand for growth rate. So please write down the formula. D divided by NP plus G, or D divided by P0 plus G. The concept is clear?
Yes, sir.
Formula done? Everyone? Okay. Now look at the question number 4. A company plans to issue how many shares? 10,000 new equity shares, each of rupees 100. Face value is 100. At par. At par means no premium, no discount. Flotation costs are expected to be 4% of the share price. A flotation cost means expenses of issuing equity shares in the market. Flotation cost means issues related to, expenses related to issue of equity shares. So this flotation cost is considered as issue expenses. Are we clear? This flotation cost is considered as issue expenses. The company pay a dividend of rupees 12%. Already I mentioned it, okay, in the last slide. Okay, maybe in terms of percentage or it may be in terms of rupees. 12 rupees per share and growth growth in a dividend is expected to be 5%. It is expected by the equity shareholders that every year company will increase the dividend by 5%. If company paying the dividend for 100 rupees current year, in the next year it will be added by 5%. So in the next year it is 105. Again in the next year it is 110. In the next year it is 115. In the fourth year it is 120. Are we clear? The concept and formula is clear for everyone? Okay. Now put the write down the value and then put the value. Write down the formula and put the values. Formula is KE is equal to D divided by NP plus D. See, for the calculation purpose, I am putting this entire calculation in a bracket. Okay? So आपको easily समझ में आया कि पहले हमें ये calculation. So here D, find out the D. How many rupees? 12 rupees dividend is there. Divided by NP. NP means net proceed. Net proceed means face value. How many rupees? 100 rupees. Is there any premium discount? No. Is there any issue expenses? Is there any issue expenses? Yes. How many? 4%. So 4% of 100, 4. Plus G. How many percentage growth rate is given to you? 5%. So 5 divided by 100. Okay. So 12 divided by 96 plus 5 divided by 100, 0.05. Let's do the calculation. 12 divided by 96. 0.0 like this.
0.85.
Okay. अच्छा अटेंडेंस है. अपना एनरोलमेंट नंबर यहाँ पे लिखते जाओ और पास ऑन करते जाओ. 0.175 like this. Fourth digit is नहीं है. Okay. Plus 0.05. Final answer. अच्छा फाइनल आंसर इज 0.175. हियर क्या था? यहाँ पे क्या था? 125. ओके. सॉरी. Are we clear about this? Simple calculation? Okay. We are wind upping these sessions, but before that, one task for all of you. You may take a screenshot, okay? You may take a screenshot of this and you need to solve this practical question before the next session. In the next session, we will start a new method of cost of equity capital. So please take a screenshot. If you want to take a picture, you may take a picture, and those are here in online mode. Please write your enrollment numbers, and then after you are free for a tea break. Thank you so much for joining and have a nice day.